Okay, well, thank you very much. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ito po si Nico Fabian. Once again, nandito po sa programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Ang daming tayong mag-usap-usap ngayon. And today is a very special day. Hindi lang po sa mga Pilipinos dyan sa Pilipinas, but also ang mga Pilipinos outside the Philippines. Likewise, ang mga kandidato natin po dyan sa Pilipinas for the midterm election. Dahil po, today is very significant, important day sa atin mga Filipinos and sa mga sabihin natin mga kandidato po, no? Mga kandidato dyan sa Pilipinas who will be participating. Ang midterm election scheduled on May 12 po this year, no? May 12 this year. So, why significant? Dahil po, today, March 28, hindi lang po, birthday ni Tatay Digong ngayon is the 80th birthday of Tatay Digong. Sino po, it is also the start of the campaign period sa mga local candidates po, sa mga local positions po dyan sa Pilipinas. Ibig sabihin, starting today, congressmen, governors, vice mayors, city mayors, mga konsehal, city and municipal councilors are now free to start ang campaign. Campaign nila to lure or to convince ang mga or to get support from the voters po sa plano nila to be a public servant or elected public servant po during the May 12 midterm election. Sila po mga kandidato po for a public post. And sino mag-decide sa kanila if they will be hired or they will not be hired? Tayo po mga voters, huwag natin kalimutan. This time around, this is our time to make sure that yun ang deserving applicants will be given an approval to serve and represent the people dyan po sa mga public elected positions po. Alright? Okay. So, start muna tayo sa itong istorya natin po tungkol sa election. And of course, ang birthday ni Tatay Digong. Anyway, let's start with this. Ang election po, no, dyan sa Pilipinas, and March 28 is a very, very important date para sa mga kandidato po sa midterm election. And let me read you a news article po about the midterm election po. The Commission on Elections or COMELEC, Commission on Election or COMELEC launched its Oplan Baklas against illegal campaign posters of legal candidates or local candidates simultaneously with the start of the official campaign period for local positions. Today po. Sabay-sabay. Ang nag-start sila ang Oplan Baklas. Ibig sabihin, yon mga posters, political posters na they were not placed in the proper position or designated areas po, then they will be removed. Nag-start na po ang Oplan Baklas. And at the same time, while they start ng Oplan Baklas, nag-start din ang campaign period po from March 28 hanggang, I don't know, that will be hanggang May 10 yata, ano? Kasi ang election will be May 12, so siguro last day will be on May 10 ang campaign period. Sa ngayon, everybody is free. Makampanya na po for 45 days ang mga local candidatos, no? Mga candidatos, they are free to campaign starting today. And ang senatorial candidates na umpisa sila po maaga po, no? Maaga sila last February. And tuloy-tuloy yun po hanggang May 10, if I'm not mistaken. COMELEC Chairman George Garcia led the operation in Pritin area in Tondo, Manila. This commission was joined by Metropolitan Manila Development Authority Chairman Romando Artes, and the environmental group Eco Waste Coalition. And according to the news, we have been waiting for this for a long time. We have been frustrated for a while because we couldn't remove the paraphernalias because they weren't candidates yet, just aspirant. But since 12:01 a.m. today, they are all now official candidates. Before yesterday or today po, maski na mayroon ng mga posters ng mga politicians, hindi pa sila kandidato po, no? Although they already filed the certificate of candidacy, but they are not yet officially named as candidates. So, ang authorities concerned, COMELEC at saka mga local authorities, they cannot take action against these candidates, mga posters nila po, dahil hindi pa sila kandidato. But now, they are now candidates in any violation of COMELEC rules and regulations, then they have to face it. Garcia was referring to a Supreme Court ruling that there can be no campaign violation until the official start of the campaign season. That season started on Friday for candidates for local positions. In Manila alone, Oplan Baklas netted a truckload of illegal campaign posters of local candidates Friday morning. Garcia again reminded candidates to follow its campaign guidelines. He said posters should not be any larger than 2 feet and by 3 feet. And don't forget to use eco-friendly materials for the posters and banners. The poll chief advised the voting public not to vote for stubborn candidates who do not follow simple election rules. Yan po sabi ni Garcia. He is appealing to the voters, do not give your support to any candidate who could not follow simple instructions or orders coming from the COMELEC po, no? For obvious reason. Meanwhile, MMDA Chairman Artes said the candidates need to secure permits from the agency before conducting motorcades. Yes po. Kung gusto kayo magawa ng motorcades, mga kandidato, be it in Manila, sa Cebu, sa Mindanao, o sa mga iba-ibang probinsya po or sitio or mga cities po, you have to have a permit po from the local authorities. He said the MMDA will not issue permits for motorcades on roads under its jurisdiction on weekends. Also on Friday, COMELEC announced that the National Printing Office or NPO had already finished printing more than 68 million voters information sheets. Chairman Garcia said the commission will start VIS distribution in Pasay City on April 2nd. Ayan po. Yan po ang news that I would like to pass sa inyo po, sa mga voters at sa mga kandidato po, no? Mga kandidato for the May 12 midterm election. Okay na, official na kayo po. And I saw sa mga social media po, busy-busy na mga kandidato, mga mayors, mga vice mayors, mga konsehal, mga governors, mga vice governors, no? Local positions po. As early as the strike of 12 midnight last night, nagumpisa na po. They already put ang mga posters nila, and early in the morning po, they already kick off ang mga campaign rallies nila. In Zamboanga City, for example po, ang mga kandidato nila, no? It has been a practice, a tradition sa mga kandidato dyan po sa Zamboanga City that they will start the campaign period or the campaign activities by attending mass, no? Early in the morning, and also visiting the Port Pilar Shrine or fort, no? And from there, they will start doing their campaign sorties po, no? Campaign sorties. Nakita ko sa mga social media na umpisa na po. And remember na mayroon tayong dalawang team sa Zamboanga, and we are looking at ang team ni outgoing congressman and majority leader sa Kongreso po, si Manix Dalipe, who is now eyeing for the post of mayor sa Zamboanga City, and saka ang congressman ng District 1 sa Zamboanga City, first timer ito po, but decided to vacate this seat for his younger brother to be the congressman of District 1 po, no, dyan sa Zamboanga, and he will be running or going against Manix Dalipe for the post of mayor. Ang vice mayor yata ni Kimer Olaso is the former mayor and congresswoman of Zamboanga City, si Ben Climaco Salazar. While ang congressman sa District 2 po, together with Manix Dalipe, is no other than his younger brother, who is now the incumbent mayor sa Zamboanga City, si John Dalipe. Okay, I will give you more updates regarding itong mga campaign sorties dyan po sa Zamboanga, sa Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi or Zambasuta area, as well as sa Barn, kung mayroon man po ang Barn, no? And other updates, political updates, political sorties ng mga iba-ibang kandidato o partido dyan sa Pilipinas. But I will focus dito po sa Zambasuta dahil po ang daming mga Filipinos dito sa Sabah originating from Zambasuta area. Zambasuta area. So yan po. Ang updates natin po regarding ang start ng official campaign period ng mga local candidates dyan sa Pilipinas. In the meantime, let me share with you. Ito pong mga greetings coming from very popular or known personalities po, and close to Tatay Digong din po, no? And we are talking about the birthday of Tatay Digong, which not only the immediate family members of Tatay Digong is celebrating, but also the whole country, majority of the Filipinos in the Philippines, as well as Filipinos outside the country, and also non-Filipinos po who believes and support the leadership of Tatay Digong and the leadership of the Duterte's siblings, as well as the supporters of the PDP Laban candidates po. Nandito po, I will share with you isang one or two greetings coming from very prominent personalities dyan sa Pilipinas. Let's listen to this.
Ngayon, Mr. President, hindi maganda itong sitwasyon ngayon. Pero hindi naman tayo pwedeng magpapigil na i-greet ka ng happy birthday. Alam ko, pinagdaanan ko rin. Pinagdadaanan mo ngayon. Naalala mo, nung fugitive ako, nagtatago ako, kung paano mo inampun, dinadam. No? Yung anak ko, hindi ko makakalimutan yan. Kaya sa pagkakataong ito, no, gusto kong maging matibay ka. Mag-pray ka. Matatapos nito. Lahat may katapusan. Kaya mag-ingat ka palagi. Stay healthy. Stay strong. And stay truly free. No, in mind, body, and spirit. Mabuhay ka. Happy birthday, bro.
Yun po, si former Senator Gringo Honasan. Si Gringo Honasan. Okay, okay. Madali, Madali talaga. Okay, dito po may request. Sir, pwede i-replay yun po? We want to hear again. Okay. I-replay ko ito and may dagdag na po, no? Ang greetings or mensahe din ni VP Sara, Inday Sara Duterte po. No? Inday Sara Duterte. Nandito po. Bigyan natin.
Bro, Mayor, Mr. President, hindi maganda itong sitwasyon ngayon. Pero hindi naman tayo pwedeng magpapigil na i-greet ka ng happy birthday. Alam ko, pinagdaanan ko rin. Yung pinagdadaan mo ngayon. Naalala mo, nung fugitive ako, nagtatago ako, kung paano mo inampun, ninadam, no? Yung anak ko, hindi ko makakalimutan yan. Kaya sa pagkakataong ito, no, gusto kong maging matibay ka. Ha? Mag-pray ka. Matatapos nito. Lahat may katapusan. Kaya mag-iingat ka palagi. Stay healthy, stay strong, and stay truly free. No, in mind, body, and spirit. Mabuhay ka. Happy birthday, bro.
Mga kababayan, aking taus-pusong pasasalamat sa lahat ng mga Pilipino na sumusuporta at nagmamahal kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Sa mga kababayan natin sa Pilipinas, the Netherlands at iba't ibang panig ng mundo, napakalaking bagay para kay Pangulong Duterte ang pagtitipon ninyo para sa kanyang pag-uwi at kaarawan. Maraming salamat at napapagaan nito ang mga hamon na hinaharap niya ngayon. Alam din ni Pangulong Duterte na haharapin niya ang ICC na kasama ang lahat ng mga Pilipino sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo, lalo na ang mga kababayan natin sa Pilipinas. Sa kanyang pagdiriwang ng kanyang 80th birthday, huwag natin kalimutan na ipagdasal sa Diyos na sana ay biyayaan pa siya ng mas magandang kalusugan at mas mahabang buhay. Hilingin din natin sa Diyos na sana ay makauwi na agad si Pangulong Duterte sa Pilipinas. Ang ating mga pagtitipon ay nagpapatunay ng lakas, tapang at paninindigan ng mga Pilipino. Sana ay magpatuloy din ang inyong suporta at pagmamahal sa ating dating Pangulo hanggang sa darating na halalan ng ating mga senador. Sa inyong kaisong suporta o pag-ampo, kami nagasandig o naghinaot na atong makabot ang hustisya alang kang Rodrigo Duterte sa mga Pilipino ug sa atong nasod, Pilipinas. Syukran.
Okay, yan po. Si Inday Sara, ang mensahe niya para sa mga supporters ni Tatay Digong on this very special day, which is the birthday of Tatay Digong, the 80th birthday. And he's celebrating the birthday po dyan po sa under the custody of the International Criminal Court or ICC po dyan sa Netherlands. And of course, si Ma'am Hinilet at saka ang daughter nila, si Veronica, si Kitty, as well as si BP Sara. No? I don't know if the wife of BP Sara nandyan din po. And sila Pulong, Congressman Pulong po, I don't know if dumating ba sila or still as requested by the father, si Tatay Digong gusto talaga ni Tatay Digong na si Pulong at saka si Mayor Baste i-focus nila sa election nila po, no? Midterm election. And Tatay Digong keep on reminding si Inday Sara na umuwi na sa Pilipinas and do not abandon ang Philippines because this is the time na kailangan ng mga Filipino ang Vice Presidente. Sa sagot naman ni Inday Sara, sabi niya, don't worry, tapusin ko lang itong what I am or I have to after that, balik na ako sa Pilipinas and continue my role as the second top boss dyan sa Pilipinas as the Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines. Alright? Okay, ano pang mga footage natin dito that I can share with you? Ano pa? Ano ito? 0.31. Ano ito? 0.31. Itong greetings din ni Inday Sara Duterte yata ito, no? Let's listen to this. Let's listen to this. Sandali, ha? Sandali lang. Alright, let's listen to this. Okay, alright. Okay. Sandali, ha? I will try to, paano ba ito? Alright, check muna tayo, ha?
I learned resilience and courage in your exigence. Thank you for teaching me the value of education. I wish you love, good health,
Sandali,
and
ha?
happiness.
I-reply tayo ulit. Reply tayo ulit.
Birthday,
Sandali. Okay. Ang greetings pala ito ni Inday Sara Duterte para sa tatay niya. Right. Okay. Sandali. Okay. Andito po.
I learned resilience and courage in your exigence. Thank you for teaching me the value of education. I wish you love, good health, and happiness. Happy 80th birthday, Papa.
Okay. Yon po ang greetings ni Inday Sara Duterte. And for the information of the general public, I just want to inform you, itong celebration ni Tatay or birthday ni Tatay Digong ngayon, March 28 po, is not only being celebrated by the immediate family members of Tatay Digong or close friends, including close friends of Tatay Digong, but it is being celebrated, no? By thousands, if not millions of Filipinos po who are supporting and sympathizing to the former President of the Philippines, si Tatay Digong, who was on March 11, under the leadership of our incumbent president, si President Bongbong Marcos Jr., authorized the local authorities or Philippine authorities to assist the execution of the warrant of arrest against Tatay Digong po by the International Criminal Court or ICC po via request coming from the Interpol. And because of that, in the morning, arriving from Hong Kong, he was arrested by the police authorities of Philippine National Police, spearheaded by Major General Nicolas Torre, and brought to Villamor Base. And nandun na pala yung po aeroplano, aircraft, and waiting for Duterte and to bring him to the Netherlands to hand over to the ICC or International Criminal Court po. And because of this, magulo ngayon ang Pilipinas because people are saying violation of human rights of Duterte or Tatay Digong, and talking about the sovereignty of the Philippines po, no? So, ito po ang issue ngayon, and hanggang ngayon hindi pa na tapos-tapos po dahil sa sitwasyon po, no? Dahil sa sitwasyon, and ongoing pa rin po ang mga investigation whether the arrest of Tatay Digong was legal or has violated the Constitution of the Philippines and violated the human rights of Tatay Digong po, upon being a slap on the face of all the Filipinos and to the Constitution of the Philippines. Alright? Shoutout muna tayo kay Marilu Pintoño, who is also watching my program today. And Marilu is now in Kuala Lumpur. No? Kuala Lumpur. Thank you very much for watching, and God bless you. Alright? Let's move on sa ano natin, as what I said, ang dami po celebrating ang birthday ni Tatay Digong, and the celebration, part of the program nila, yung program nila Solidarity Gathering, yung program nila Prayer Rallies po, no? Being organized dyan po sa Pilipinas and outside the Philippines. I was made to understand since as of yesterday, ito po, Thursday, na a total of more than 300 organizers has confirmed to hold this prayer rally or solidarity rally po sa mga lugar nila dyan sa Pilipinas at saka sa ibang parte ng mundo. More than 300 na po. I don't know, by this time siguro, I don't know what's the figure, but yun po ang what I heard, that we are expecting more than 300 organized rallies po today and tomorrow. And don't forget also po ang grupo ni former Senator Gringo Honasan also today launched the official campaign or signature campaign po, where they will be filing a petition sa ICC requesting the authorities or ICC to return back Tatay Digong sa Pilipinas po. And with this kind of signatures, this will support their petition. Now, according to former Senator Gringo Honasan, as well as a congressman, and now aspiring to be a senator dyan po sa Pilipinas come May 12 on midterm election, si congressman or representative Dante Marcoleta, they did not fix any target, and they are just saying that this signature campaign is open to everybody. Maganda nga, no? Kung mas marami, mas maganda, mas mabuti, no? So, open ito sa mga Filipinos, and those not inside the Philippines through online po, no? You will be informed ano mga website or whatever address that they're going to give you po para sa, if you want to participate, share your signature po, no? And for me, I believe it's a worthwhile efforts po to share your signatures dito po sa signature campaign. I'm hoping that we will be able to get more than say 50 million signatures. I don't think so. It is impossible, no? I don't think so. If we have a very big number of signatures, then our signal to the ICC and other authorities, be it outside and dito po sa Pilipinas, it will be a very strong message to them po that the Filipinos do not agree with what they have done to Tatay Digong, especially arresting him and bringing him to Netherlands and put him under the custody of the ICC po, International Criminal Court. Alright? So, that's it. And of course, don't forget na tuloy-tuloy pa rin dahil itong issue po, no? The other day, si Senator Amy Marcos, who is also the chairman or chairwoman of this Senate Committee for Foreign Affairs, conducted or launched an investigation to investigate whether the arrest of Tatay Digong and sending him to Netherlands has broken any or has violated any constitutions, policies natin po, and has violated or sabihin natin denied ang human rights ni Tatay Digong po. So, ongoing yan po. And tapos na ang first session first hearing, and in fact, yesterday, she already announced the initial findings po, no? Findings, and according to the findings, there was a glaring violation po, no? Committed by the administration in bringing out or surrendering or handing over Tatay Digong po dyan sa ICC. However, sabi naman ni Senator Amy Marcos, hindi pa tapos ang investigation, and he will be conducting a second hearing. But at the moment, wala pang notisya kailan talaga ang second hearing, schedule of the second hearing, kasi po nahirapan din siya mag-invite ang mga resource person. But anyway, let me share you itong footage ni Amy Marcos.
Hearing, Senator Amy, kasi nga naulinigang kita, sinasabi mo rin na nahihirapan ka man. Mas marami nagtatanong, bakit wala kang inimbita? Kasi marami ng legal luminaries, mga former Supreme Court justices, etong mga talagang bihasa, may mga master's degree sa international criminal law and all of that, talagang, you know, legal experts, talagang yung legal minds that you can mine. Bakit hindi sila humarap para, because ang maririnig mong sinasabi nila is the legality of the arrest and the surrender. Hindi nila tinatawag na extradition ng pamahalaan, di ba? Surrender ng Pangulo, legal naman daw. Ayun na nga, so maraming legal experts, pero tulad ng sinabi ko, kesa sa experts on the side of the government, mas maganda rin yung mga neutral, yung talagang profesor. Kasi alam natin, napupolitika kapag gano'n, palagay ko, overrepresented na nga yung gobyerno. Mag-isa lang ako doon sa isang panig hanggang dumating sina Alan Victor. Dahil nila, ang dami-daming taga-gobyerno. Sa totoo lang, nung umpisa akala ko walang darating galing administrasyon. Pero biglang nagdagsaan, tapos na gulat nga ako, dagdag sila ng dagdag ng pangalan. Sabi ko, ayos to. Talaga namang prepared sila. Siguro maganda yung hearing natin. Tapos, nung nagdadag na sila, tumami pa lalo, 3 kwarto na kami, naubusap pa nga ng pagkain Kaya sabi ko, very represented. As a matter of fact, si Inday Sara lang ang nasa kabila, at siya lang ang on Zoom, alas 3 ng umaga yata sa Dahige. Kaya, yun nga, inaanyayahan ko, kasi magkakaroon ako ng second hearing. May second? Yes, magkakaroon ako. I finally decided kagabi na mag-second hearing na lamang dahil may marami pang nagsasabing bitin, may mga katanungan ng OFW, at ang balita marami pang warrant na susunod. Hindi naman ito kaisa-isa at kahuli-huli ang warrant. Meron pang susunod, nababanggit nga yung pangalan ng 5 pulis. Kaya eto nga, kinakailangan alamin natin kung mali yung proseso, mali yung ginawa, huwag nang uulitin. Sino naman po ngayon ang iimbitahin mo? At yun na nga, sumulat na rin po sa inyo si E.S. Bersamin para humingi ng advance questions. So now, are you going to give advance questions to Secretary Bersamin, E.S. Bersamin? And sino ngayon yung mga susunod na mga aanyayahin nyo po sa second hearing? Oo, siguro pareho rin yung iba, pero yun nga, katulad ng sinabi kanina, sana talagang lumabas yung ibang mga international law experts, kasi hindi naman ordinary yung international law, hindi naman yan bahagi ng batas na araw-araw pinapractice. At ilang talaga ang praktisado dyan. Marami tayong narinig sa social media, sa mainstream, maraming linalathala na puros government side. Gusto ko sana yung legal side lang talaga at yung konstitusyon sa atin. Kasi nagkakapanig-panig na rin, nagkakakulay ng politika, pati yung ating mga legal luminaries. Kaya inaanyayahan ko yung mga former justice, yung framers of the Constitution, lahat na magsabi kung sana. Pero nahihirapan talaga ako. Pero sa second hearing, mukhang si Senator Bato nais lumahok. Dahil nasa second batch daw siya ng warrant At ang alam ko, si Senator Cayetano, bitin pa yung mga tanong dahil DFA siya nun marami siyang alam na maitutulong para malinawan tayo. Ang alam ko din yung ating mga OFW na magpaliwanag kung paano sila
na iuwi sa atin. At gusto nila na may, ano ba yun, may guarantee o assurance ng ating gobyerno na yung mga nakapigit pa sa abroad, na-convict at naparusahan, maiuwi. Kasi sa lagay na ganito, natatakot lahat ng Pilipino. Isipin mo, dito mismo sa iyong bansa, kukunin ka. Paano na lang daw sila sa abroad?
Alright, yan po ang statement ni Senator Amy Marcos. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin po since this morning ang solidarity rally at saka prayer rallies po dyan sa Manila mismo, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao, at sa mga ibang parte pa po sa Pilipinas. And not only in the Philippines, but also sa ibang lugar po, sa Netherlands, sa Canada, sa iba-ibang lugar po, tuloy pa rin ang rally hanggang ngayon po. Hanggang ngayon. And ang dami talaga po. A lot of people are participating. A lot of people are participating po. And let's see po what will happen next. No? Sana po this will continue to be a peaceful rally. And alam ninyo, ang mga Pilipinos, gano'n talaga. But we are very peace-loving. Peace-loving Filipinos. When we demonstrate, we make sure that it will be a peaceful demonstration po. Peaceful demonstration. Yan po, congratulations po sa natin, sa mga Filipinos, no, who are participating itong mga rallies po, especially itong mga, sabihin natin, campaign sorties. Kasi campaign period na po, nag-start na ang local campaign period. Nandito po, I'll show you a footage regarding itong solidarity and prayer rallies po. No? I don't know, sa Manila yata ito. But, of course, it's not only in Manila, but nationwide po, may mga rallies ongoing po since this morning hanggang ngayon. And not only sa Pilipinas, but in other parts of the world. Okay po, nandito po. Let's listen to this. Let's listen to this. Ito po, sa Maynila ito ngayon, no? This afternoon. Going to Mendiola. Okay, yan po. Sigaw, Duterte, bring him back. And Marcos resign. Yan po ang sigaw ng mga tao participating ang mga various peace rally, support rally carried out dyan po sa Pilipinas. And hindi lang sa Pilipinas, sa mga ibang parte pa po sa mundo. Yan po. So, I will update you anyway. No matter what, I keep on monitoring itong mga activities dyan sa Pilipinas and other parts in the world, no? And I will make sure that you will be informed immediately. Especially ang mga followers ko po dito sa Kota Kinabalu City which is located in Sabah, East Malaysia po, no? Mga OFW natin, no? And yes, this is dedicated to all of you. But anyway, ano lang kayo po, keep tune lang sa channel natin and ako nang bahala sa inyo, no? When it comes to mga fresh updates po. Kaya nga, this morning I didn't do my blogging. I prefer to do it in the afternoon po or sa evening para I will be getting more informations ko because alam ko, nag-start sila ang prayer rally or support solidarity rally kay Tatay Digong in the morning, and of course it will run until in the afternoon, evening, or maybe later tonight po. Baka mayroon pa mga programa. That's why I will be monitoring closely po ang mga aktibidad dyan po sa Pilipinas. And of course, I will be closely watching po ang mga activities from today onwards po ang mga local candidates natin dahil po today is the start of the 45 days campaign period sa mga local candidates natin, including ang party list po, including ang party list. And yes, more about Samba Sulta, Zamboanga, Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi. I will take note po, no? Ang mga activities dyan because majority, many of our Filipinos who are legally residing and staying po, working in Malaysia or in Sabah, are originating from Samba Sulta area po, no? And nearby areas po like Zamboanga, Basilan, Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, Sibugay, Pagadian, Dipolog, Cotabato, Cagayan, Bukidnon, and these areas na po hanggang sa Visayas na yan po, no? Hanggang sa Visayas na, and some even from Palawan. Don't worry, I'll do my level best to make sure that you will be informed about the happenings dyan sa Pilipinas. So in the meantime, siguro hanggang dito na lang si Nico for today. Today is, thanks God, is Friday. Hope you will enjoy your evening, Friday evening today. Pagkatapos ang trabaho from Monday to Friday po, siguro time to have or relax for 1 or 2, 3 hours po before going home. Have some bonding po sa mga office mate natin. And huwag natin kalimutan din ang pamilya natin. Ha? And happy weekend sa inyong lahat. Saturday, Sunday po. So with this, Nico Fabian would like to say once again, thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Sana lang po, maski paano, I managed to give you very important news that you deserve to know. And I managed to entertain you po, no? Maski paano din. So with this, Sabah or Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines. God bless us all. I love you and see you tomorrow. Bye.